Welcome, this is Mohal for Autocar Professional, and sitting with me is Mohal Lalbhai, founder and Group CEO for Meta. Three interesting things from the Meta event here in Delhi today. One, AI and materials. Two, motorcycles, vehicles adapting to riders. And three, the overall costs for manufacturing of electric vehicles coming down. Lalbhai, welcome to your Autocar Professional.
Thank
And
you.
my first question, you know, AI and materials for better intelligence. Could you explain that to our viewers?
So, in today's day and age, when we talk about AI, we all talk about a lot on the feature side, the voice commands, the LLMs working the way they are supposed to. But vehicles actually operate in the material world. So, you are talking about choice of materials, you're talking about new materials which actually adapt to the intelligence. So, to give you a kind of a use case, you want to be aggressive in first and second gears, but you want to be very relaxed in third and fourth, and that's your natural style of riding. Ride modes can give you that ability to switch, but you have to switch it. It's not going to happen for you. The intelligence today is able to tell you, yes, ये कर सकते हैं. But with the advances in materials that we are doing and the magnets that we are talking about, the efficiency points can actually change. We can have those designed in a way that they adapt to a rider based on their riding patterns. So I'm just giving you one example, that first and second and third and fourth. But once you ride the bike enough, there is a way where the vehicle knows what do you need for being aggressive. It might not be the sports mode we are offering. Or what do you need for economy driving. It might not be the eco mode we want. There could be better. So for that better is where materials, especially developments on the magnet side, developments on the complete integrated domain side, intelligence instead of sitting into 7 different microcontrollers, coming into one core central compute. All of this is giving a host of choice to the rider. And for me, especially what I saw, and when I'm talking to customers or the data that we are seeing, people are able to improve upon the product by use. And what I mean by that is, when customers buy the bike for the first time, their range that they get increases by 25% just because now they have started exercising their choice. They've started using the gearbox, they've started shifting. But on the fun side as well, we are seeing people clock unbelievable 0 to 40, 0 to 60 times. We've seen people do lean angles as high as 60 degrees. And we are like, okay, people are now enjoying when they want to enjoy it, but also kind of being economical when they want to be. Now, this choice that we see, we are able to inherently embed it with AIDV. We don't need to do much. The vehicle itself now does all of these decisions and gives you the best optimal riding experience from a consumer's perspective.
So, what basically, in principle, we are talking about is a custom mode, is it? And that custom mode is based on the data that the vehicle has calculated over my riding hours. Is it?
You're bang on. That's exactly the way to put it.
Interesting. But then usually what happens is that, if I am in the second gear, right, and I want to feel a little more torquier, I change the modes.
Yep.
So herein I don't need to change the modes. The vehicle
way you're touching the throttle, it knows what you're asking for, because it's not one time you're going to be doing this. It's sort of natural habit. You would have done this multiple times. So now the bike knows that when you amp your throttle up, it knows exactly how to deliver it to you. But so there are two ways I can do it. One is I lose efficiency. I'll give you the power. The other way, what we are talking about is, I will try minimizing that loss of efficiency for the power that you need. Your acceleration will still be high, but I will still try and limit it into minimal drop in state of charge.
Interesting. But then for this muscle memory to to be learned by the AI and ML that is onto the ecosystem of the motorcycle, what kind of electronics would be powering these? Because they need to be high end too then.
So today, when you look at a vehicle, I mean, a software-defined vehicle such as the Era, you have different ECUs. You have the BMS, you have the motor controller, you have the infotainment system. All of these operate independently. Now, when we collapse them into one central core compute, is when you start getting all of that redundancy available for computing. So it becomes available. The second real benefit out of this that comes out is you're able to crunch down costs significantly. It's cheaper to buy one high-end processor than 7 medium-end processors.
Okay. So is this also the future, that 7, 8, 9, 10 medium processors would be replaced by one or maximum two high-end processors?
Has to be. I mean, this is where technology is pushing us, and this is where I keep saying that incremental change on top of existing technology is going to lead to incremental customer or business benefits. When you think on what is needed and solution for that, you're going to get massive gains. And that is definitely true for the AIDV platform that we are talking about. I mean, we are very, very confident that even at the mass market level, this product will be at par on cost in terms of internal combustion.
Interesting. And apart from the processor, if I keep process in the materials part of AI and materials, what other materials will also help make the manufacturing as well as the BOM cost of the motorcycle significantly cheaper because of AIDV?
Sure. So one is, I mean, there are two ways to look at it. One, reduce the number of components, and second is find alternate components. So we spoke about how 7 come into one, but from alternates perspective, I mean, the iron nitride magnets that we are talking about, you have rare earths which are 10 times better than ferrites, but they use rare earths, and that's why the cost you pay for them. But when you start looking at iron and nitrogen, the two most abundant materials available, cost is similar to ferrites, but the performance is as high as rare earth. These kind of innovations are the ones that it's inevitable. Aaj nahi to kal, you will have to move to them, because this is where cost, performance and efficiency, the three things you need. I mean, you can't make a high-end product for the mass market. The mass market needs a cost-effective product, but they shouldn't also suffer from a feature withdrawal or performance withdrawal. So this is where the industry has to go in order to really crack.
And how long before we actually see the trickling down of costs coming down into your motorcycles?
So from our perspective, I mean, today we have the Era at 200cc. We are going to be launching the 150cc equivalent very soon. 2027, early 27, you're going to see our entire AIDV platform in a physical product available. That is the time you're going to see that major impact on performance, efficiency, all the gains that we are talking about from AIDV materialize.
Interesting. There was also some mention of Meta raising funds last year.
Yeah.
Right? Are we close to that also?
So we've actually done our last year's fundraise. So we've all in all invested about $100 million till date. And going forward, we are going to be planning to invest close to $150 million over the next 3 years, majorly across, the distribution side, the technology side, and then in turn, the plant capacity, which I think in 27 we will have to start augmenting it up.
Interesting. One last question for you, Mohal. What's your moonshot for India's two-wheeler EV industry, and how do you see that moonshot fitting the global EV market?
I think for us, it's very simple. We are out here keeping our heads down and servicing what the needs of the customer are. And I think once we have products. I mean, the Era is a fantastic example. What we build for India, surprisingly, or not surprisingly, but evidently works for everyone across the globe. I mean, from weather, terrains, use cases, usage styles, we kind of take care of, we are representative of the needs of the rest of the planet. So, with that, I think it's allowing us a perfect segue into getting into being the leader in terms of electrification of motorcycles, and that's what we are solving for.
Perfect. This is Mukul Yudhvir Singh signing off for Autocar Professional. Mohal Lalbhai, thank you once again for being on the show.
Thank you.